Okay, guys, you are not going to believe this. You are able to eavesdrop on one of the most powerful conversations in America. On the line today is myself, Dr. Will. I got Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip-hop preacher, and Dr. Burnett Joseph, known to America as the P3 expert. You are about to get hit with some powerful information. It's Father's Day weekend. We just wanted to come and encourage all the fathers out there, just everybody out there that's on the grind, to keep on grinding, keep on believing, and keep on dreaming, because you're getting ready to hear from three individuals that are living the dream. We're not talking about something we read about. We're not talking about something we're hoping about. We're talking about walking in manifestation. E.T., Dr. V, are you there? Oh, yes, indeed, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. I'm ready to get it.
Man, you guys know how much I appreciate what you guys are doing to really lift our image up as African-American men, to lift the image up for men, just period. I'm so impressed by what you gentlemen are doing around the world. That's why I included you in my book, Genius Potential, because you guys are two of the gentlemen that really inspire me. E.T., with your, thank God it's Monday, and just you being you, man, being so genuine. I remember you were one of the first people I talked to when I moved back to the United States, man, and you were just so willing to help me out to create my platform, moving back to America. And me and you, Dr. V, we've been traveling for the last 12 years, and just to see what you've been doing, I'm just excited to know you guys, to be a part of what you're doing. So I wanted to kind of get us all on a call, man, and I'm so thankful that it was able to happen. I know our schedules are just hectic and crazy, but we wanted to maximize the moment, as TD Jakes would say. So I know we're going to be a blessing to people. Now, E.T., I want to talk to you a little bit, man. You just wrote the book, Secrets to Success. Now, you just doing it, but talk to the people, man, about the process, because I know they see you in your glory, and I want some people to hear your story.
They got to know the story, baby. You know, I tell people, Doc, all the time, man, you can have what you want, but you got to be willing to pay the price. There's a price tag to success, you know, and unfortunately, there are no discounts. You have to pay full fare. So I think the first word that comes, man, to me when I think about the book is sacrifice. You know, and I had to sacrifice for a period of about 3 to 4 months time with my wife. Sacrifice. I don't do a lot of television, but you're talking about, you know, the social activity or entertainment was like almost zero to none. It was being locked in, focused on waking up early in the morning and staying up, man, I'm talking about the wee hours in the morning, trying to do as much as I could to get that book completed. So you're talking about humility, being humbled, you know, having an idea, having people shoot that idea down, saying, look, I don't think you should go in this direction. I think you should take this out. I think you should add this. You know, and when you know writing a book, Doc, that's your baby, you know. Right. But being humble. And, you know, my wife saying, nope, that cover is not going to work. I don't know who you trying to sell that book to. But that cover right there, that's like some kitty cats. That's like high school only. You're not trying to sell it to corporate America like that. And so, man, going back and doing the cover over and over and over again until we got it right. So when I think about it, just in short, those are the three things: that sacrifice, man, that eye of the tiger focus that you have to have. And again, a lot of people don't talk about it, but the humility, having people to look at your stuff, to critique your stuff, to change your stuff. For me, man, those were probably the most difficult aspects to trust in the process.
Now, E.T., we're going to come back around to you. Now, Dr. V, you wrote the book, It's Possible, A Productive State of Mind, and I've seen you over the last 18 months, Dr. V, go just mad trying to pursue a goal. You got your doctorate, but you went back to go get a business degree. You're in the military. You got a wife. You got 2 kids. Tell us about that process, Dr. V.
man, you know what, Docs? I gotta say, man, it's all about being hungry and understanding that evolution never stops. You know, you never arrive. As long as you're breathing, you're still living. And if you're still living, then you're still learning. You know, a lot of times people look at these tags and these titles and they think that's it. But one of the things I've come to understand, you gotta work the work. Work the work while the day is young. Why, man? Because when it's time to sleep, you want to have a peaceful and restful sleep. You know, my heart's desire, man, as a family man first, you know, is to make sure that my family has everything they need to succeed. You know, I got 2 little daughters, Dominique and Renee, and I want the best for them. I don't want to spoil them, but I want the best for them. And in order for me to give them the best, I've got to be my best. I've got to tap into what you say, Doc, my genius to potential. And then I've also got to understand, just like you say, E.T., I need to give them the secrets to success. How can I give them the secrets to success if I don't believe in myself, if I don't believe in the grind, if I don't believe in taking things to the next level? So for me, these last 18 months, gentlemen, have been a wonderful ride, a wonderful journey. Why? Because I've learned that it is possible. If you say you want to do something, then you're going to have to get out there and do the work so that it can come to pass. Too many people are sitting on the couch and expecting it to come to them. But what I love about watching you two gentlemen that inspire me so much is that we go get it. We're not looking for someone to hand it out. We're going to get it. I may not know how to do it today, but if I talk to you or talk to someone who has, then I'm going to be able to do it tomorrow. And that's what I want to teach this next generation coming up, this Generation Z, this Generation Y, letting them know, look, there are generational disparities out there, but don't you get caught up in the mess. You push forward, you look forward, and you strive forward. But most of all, Doc, and, E.T., most of all, this is the best thing that I've learned over the 18 months. You got to learn how to pay it forward, baby. You got to learn how to pay it forward. Then you definitely got to be able to pay it back. Too many people are forgetting where they come from. So, yes, I may have the tag. Yes, I may have the title, but I'm forever on the grind. I believe in hustling hard. I believe in going hard and going home and enjoying home. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right. Absolutely. I know what you're talking about.
Now check this out. Now, when I moved from Germany back to the United States 2 years ago, 2 things I want to point out that you gentlemen talked about. Number one, Doc, you talked about being hungry, and E.T., you talked about being humble. You know, we gave up when my family moved here. We were literally starting from ground zero because I just felt that my purpose, if I left good, great was waiting on me. And I mean, I was good and comfortable, though. I mean, I had a great quality of life. I mean, literally, I was one of the top guys in Europe doing my thing, but it was just something bigger on the inside of me that kept saying, Will, you're comfortable. Yes, it's good. I mean, especially coming from Compton, California. I mean, I was doing stuff that I could only dream about, but then there was a bigger picture. But to go for that bigger picture, I had to get hungry again because I got kind of comfortable. So I had to get hungry again, but because I was coming into a new arena, I had to be humble. And E.T., I know exactly what you're talking about, man. When you get a certain level of success, and then you have to go back down to being the little guy, per se, to say, hey, I need help. I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about this social media stuff. You're talking about tweets. You're talking about your Facebook. I mean, I didn't know any of that kind of stuff. And so I'm definitely with you guys about you got to be hungry, but at the same time, you got to be humble. Now, E.T., I want to hit you real quick, man, because you did something in our industry. You just literally changed the game and came out with a mixtape, man.
Yeah, crazy, man. When we talk about the evolution, man, one of the things, Doc, that you talked about is that, with the whole evolution process, man, once you get it started, and that's where so many people go wrong, like, they're fearful or consumed with doubt, or sometimes trying to be perfect, and, they don't know where to start in the process. And I'm telling you, once you get started, there's no telling what could happen. It's like, once you get in miracle territory, man, start setting all kind of records. And it's like almost out of your control. I don't know if you guys remember when MJ was putting up them points when he came back, and he kind of just put his hands up like, I don't know what's going on right now. I'm hitting everything.
Yes, sir.
And man, we have just been on the grind for the last few years, trying to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing you paying it forward, you know, and we were like, what can we do? You know, what can we do? And, man, when the one or two of the college students approached me with the idea, they heard my son listening to Wale stuff and said, E.T., I think we could do something, man, you know, that has never been done, and that will eventually open up a new genre so that we can, I won't use the word compete with, but I think, man, our young people need more than just some of the destructive memes that are out there, and they, you know, and not just some entertainment, but they need some positivity. And so, you know, my students were like, Mr. Thomas, if we could pull this one off, we could open up the doors where other motivational speakers could start doing the same thing, and then we have a plethora of motivational work out there that gives young people an option not to always listen just to this and put that in their head, but now they got all this positivity to put in their head, which could drive them, man, to be their best.
Wow.
Man, gentlemen, now, gentlemen, because I know there's going to be people listening to us and they saying, Dr. Will, Dr. V.E.T., I hear you, I see you, but you don't know where I am right now. You don't know how tough life is. You don't know the lemons that have been thrown my way. I know you guys get it. I get it so much. Everybody's thinking that we're living a different life. Like, we're doing this at Disneyland. Like, we don't have the same challenges. Like, we don't have the same headaches. Like, E.T., you talked about you had to just go, you know, stealth mode underground. I know your wife was in your ear. I know your kids still wanted to see you. But to go to this next level, Dr. V, I know you have kids. I know your wife. I know Lynn was in your ear. But when you see that bigger picture, Dr. V, talk about, you know, some of the difficulties that you had to overcome to get those degrees and just to be where you are right now.
Man, I would definitely tell y'all, man, it's an everyday struggle. You know, you forever on the grind. You doubt yourself. You know what I mean? There's so many different things. But if I could really bring it all into perspective, man, the 3 B's that come to me really is that you got to learn how you need to begin. You know, everybody can tell you whatever they want to tell you about you, whether you're doing good, bad, or indifferent. You know, some people are going to always bring out, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly on you. But the bottom line is you got to begin. You know, you could say that you want a degree, but if you're not seeking that college, trying to find out how you can get in, what type of assistance or whatever you can get in on, or if it's your talents or however, then you're really not interested in getting it done. So number one, you got to begin. Then number two, I would say you got to build, baby. You got to build. You got to build. You got to build. How do you build? You start off small. You start picking everything up like a sponge, find out what your weaknesses are, find out what your strengths are, put the right people around you, you know what I'm saying, and then make sure that you continue to give back. You know, that pay it forward is something crazy. You know, I might not be the best administrator, but I may be the one who can, you know, really get down on them finances or you know, the thought process. I might have a wicked thought-provoking process that you might not have. So when you get into these situations, you got to learn to begin, you got to learn to build. But watch this, y'all. Watch this. The key that many people are missing is they don't know how to bridge. You know, everybody needs somebody. I don't care who you are, what kind of talent you got, how much money, what pedigree you come from. Everybody needs some help. So you got to learn how to bridge the gap. Now, to answer the question, when you say struggles, trials, temptations, tests, all of that, man, I know the 3 of us on this line, man, could really rock it. But I will say this. Number one, the internal struggle. Can I do it? Can I do it? Number one, do I have the money? Finances. That's going to be the thing that always come at you. Can I really manage my time to juggle being a father, being a military officer, being a CEO of my own company, you know, managing a magazine, doing all this stuff, being a leader in my community and in my church, people always tugging and pulling at you from all these different angles. So is it possible? And that's one of the reasons I wrote the book. It is possible to have a productive state of mind. A state of mind is something that all of us have. The question is, what state of mind do you desire to have? Do you want the positive or do you want the negative? it. So that's that internal struggle. Then you're going to have that external struggle. Everybody talking about, oh, nobody in your family did this or however, whatever. Hey, you got all these bills. We make the same amount of money. How you going to do all that? You know, how you going to produce this book while you going to school and yada, 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 yada. Sometimes, man, like I told them on YouTube the other day, the bottom line is you got to eradicate the talkers. The talkers are going to be in your ear regardless, but you got to know who you want to listen to. And then definitely, man, something I know is near and dear to all of us, mentors, man. You got to have the right mentor. See, everybody's screaming mentor, mentor, coach, coach, but they need to understand that there are principles and practices in place that qualify someone to be your mentor. You know, Tiger has many mentors, but he's not going to let the dude who's mentoring him on his swing to mentor him in his finances. And that's one of the struggles that we all go through, man. So when you look at it, you got your internal, you got your external, and then you got definitely your community, man. You got to put yourself around people who are going to lift you up, who are going to build you up, and who are going to launch you for peak performance. If you don't have those three things, man, then you're destined to fail. So that's one of the things that I would say in terms of struggle, strain, stress, whatever. You got to let things go, and you got to get laser. I call it pinpoint precision focus so that you can accomplish your goal. Hopefully I answered the question.
Right. Now, E.T., I know in the middle of you dropping Secrets to Success, you're also working on your PhD. So I know the hard times was there. Talk to us a little bit about it.
I mean, you know, Dr. V said it, man. You know, the one B he alluded to is that balance, you know, and really just setting my priorities in order, you know, drawing closer, man, to my God and my faith, you know, really putting that, all right, at 5:30, me and my family sitting down eating, I ain't writing, I ain't answering the phone.
Yeah.
5:30, 6:30, it's us. You know, at night, let's have our worship. We're going to go walk at this time. I'm talking about that balance, which is so hard to do. To say, look, I got all of these things, and I'm going to prioritize all of them. I'm not going to put all my effort into this and then leave this out. Because there's so many people, man, that are successful in terms of life's definition, and they end up getting a divorce. You know, or they end up losing their family.
Come on now.
Getting sick. You know, and it's like, whoa, I want to be able to have it all. New socks and drawers. I want it all. I want my wife. I want my kids. You know, I want my health. I want my faith. I want it all. And so I would say to everybody, the trick is finding a balance. And so when people say, why you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning? That's why. I get up at 3 so I can give every part of my life the attention that it needs. I exercise every day. I try to eat right every day. You know, I go to bed the same time every night, 9:30, 10, you know, and just really trying to find the balance. And I think once we find that balance, it's so much easier to do everything, but it's when we're imbalanced that we find that, you know, I think that we have the struggles break us, if you know what I mean. Because like you said, Dr. V, everybody goes through it. Everybody got a trial. Everybody got a tribulation. Everybody got a struggle. But some people get broke because that balance is not, you know, where it needs to be.
Wow, I love it, E.T., man. Hey, Will, let me ask you this, Doc. You're hitting us up, man. I know that you've done so much, man, like you said, in this last 2 years since you've been back in the States. I know coming to Arizona, you knew no one. And now, man, I mean, to be deemed as America's #1 leadership life trainer, baby, come on, talk to us about those struggles. What's happening?
You know, it goes back to what you gentlemen have already been talking about. And I was thinking about this the other day. It seems like it happened overnight, but I was just going back the other day thinking about this, that almost for 20 years I've been doing this, and the thought that came to me was when my pastor asked me to conduct a Bible study an hour away from my house. And every Thursday I would take an hour drive to go teach a Bible study to like 10 people. And I'm going to this Bible study, driving, and I remember how excited I was to go talk to these 10 people. And the scripture came back to me, if you're faithful over a few things,
yes, sir,
I'll make you ruler over over many. So, there are people listening to us right now. Just start with what you have. I know all of us started, talking to kindergartners, talking to first graders, anybody who wanted to listen to our message. And so what we're experiencing right now, it is great. And it's even better when you do have that balance. E.T., I know you've been in the game, the marriage game, for about 22 years now. V, you've been in there for about 14. I'm getting ready to hit 15. And so that life balance, it is possible to have that life balance. One of my mentors told me, he said, Will, don't you ever believe that you got to lose your health, that you got to lose your wife, that you got to lose your kids, that you got to lose your faith to have monetary success. You can have it all, and it goes back to what E.T. is talking about, that sacrifice. I do the same thing. I'm up at 3 or 4 so I can give attention to everybody. That 3 to 6 is usually for myself, and then, 7 to 12, and it's for the business and all that other kind of stuff, but that balance. But this is what I want everybody listening to us. Listen, we're not exempt. We're not exempt from, the haters. We're not exempt from difficult situations. E.T., I know you had a aunt die during this process. Jay, I know you had your father-in-law who died during this process. So I know your grandmother was battling with some sickness. My family's had sickness. So we're not exempt. We're doing all of this in spite of. That's right. That's what I need everybody to understand, that we're doing this in spite of. We accept. We say, okay, this is the situation. How can I handle it? What can I give to that situation? Okay, well, this is as much as I can give. I can't really do anything else about it. And it goes back to what the Bible teaches us. There's a time to cry. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to get to work. And that's why I wanted to bring all of us on the line to really encourage people. And with the next 10 minutes or so that we have, I really, as Father Day weekend, I want us to each talk about what it is to us to be a father. E.T., when you think about the word father, what are you thinking about, man? Listen to me. Paul said, I'm persuaded. Persuaded. And he just breaks down neither this nor that. Man, I'm persuaded that my children, man, will never grow up. They might say, I couldn't stand his guts. He didn't give me everything I wanted. He disciplined me. But I am persuaded, man, that my children will never be able to say I wasn't there. They will never say, my dad didn't make the basketball game. He didn't come up to the school and check up on me. He wasn't at the PTA. He didn't know what my grades were. We weren't on the computer looking at my grades. We didn't have worship together. He was never at the dinner table. He was always on the road. I'm persuaded, man, that if I can't do anything else, I'm going to be visible and I'm going to be present in your life. I'm going to show up. If I ain't on the road and I try to really manage my schedule, I've gotten to the point, by the grace of God, where I go in one day and have them bring me back, for the most part, that same day. I make that a rule. Like, if you want me, I need to get in, give you a couple hours, I give you everything I got. Then when the sun go down, if it's not too far away, or if it's not a night engagement, I want to be with my family. And so, man, that's what I think about, man. My father was in my life. I don't know if his father was in his life or not. We don't talk about my grandfather, but I just know he wasn't there for me. And I am persuaded, man, that no matter what, I am going to be at freshman orientation, at graduation, at their choir practices, or when they had their recitals. E.T. is persuaded that I'm going to be physically there and active in these kids' lives. So there it is. Dr. V, talk to me.
Oh, man, absolutely, man. Once again, first and foremost, I'm a family man. And, when I begin to think about fatherhood, man, it is something that is so precious that men ought to recognize and stand up and salute God for the opportunity. We get the opportunity, man, to mold and shape and learn, with our kids, man. And people need to recognize that it's not a one-way street. I'm learning, man, from Dominique and Renee every day. It's not a one-way street. It's not a one-track thing. No, I'm not the judge over them. Man, I'm their father. I'm the one that's supposed to be giving them words of fruitfulness, making sure that I'm active and always always admonishing them. I'm supposed to be the teacher, man, that comes with truth. You know, I'm supposed to be the one who has honor that they can look up to and say, yes, I love my father. I'm supposed to be the guy, man, who's exuding excellence before them so that when another comes before them, they have to size them up to what they see in their home. And then definitely, without a doubt, have to be respectful, man, because we got to teach our youth how to stand up and walk with a swagger that has a standard. See, not just a regular swagger, but a swagger that has a standard. So for me, man, when I think of fatherhood, man, I can bust a tear right now because God shined on me, you know, to give me that opportunity, man. I love being a father. I love being able to pour in to my daughters. But most of all, man, I love receiving from them their words of wisdom from this generation. So fatherhood, you got to not take it lightly, gentlemen. We got to take it and make sure that we use it to our benefit. And, oh, by the way, for those who are out there who have no father, don't think that they're not fatherly figures around. I might not be your birth father, but if I see you cutting up on the street, I'm going to get with you. That's what I believe a father should do.
Man, gentlemen, I'm thinking back, Dr. V, to that time when you had Dominique and I called you and we were on the phone and literally you told me, you said, Doc, this is a feeling like no other. And we were on the phone in tears and you were telling me, you're like, and a year later when I had Kara, I mean, being a father, I'm going to steal something from you, E.T. When I think about fatherhood, I don't have to be a father. I get to be a father. That's right. I get to be a father. Fatherhood is a privilege. The Bible talks about this, and it says, you know, children are a gift. And so when I look at God saying, Will, I'm going to give you my child for you to take care of. This is God. That I'm going to deposit a child in your life, and I need you to, in essence, babysit. I need you to raise this child for me. What an honor. So one of the things I want to do is really congratulate every man out there that's not only in place, but that is active. And then I want to challenge you, if you're not present and active in your kid's life, I don't care what type of baby mama you guys go through or whatever you call it, listen, that's your child. She may not be your woman no more. She may not be your boo no more, but that is your child. That is a title that you cannot get away from, get rid of, step up to the plate and be a father. And let me tell you this, I didn't grow up with my father, yet I'm learning every day. I'm reading books. I'm talking to other fathers. I'm talking to other mentors. Listen, how do you do this? What road do I take? Because I do want to be a good father. So if you want the help is out there. Reach out there and get it and step up to the plate and be the father that we know you can be. Right. Gentlemen, we got a few more minutes. I know people are going to be listening to this call that have never heard of E.T., who have never heard of Dr. V. I just want to give you guys an opportunity. If something you said resonated with somebody, just give E.T., how can they stay up with you, man? I know you got the mixtape out, you got the book out, man. How can they stay up with you?
Listen, it's etinspires.com, but I want to say this, because then my father who's listening to me, I just want you to know it's not over, man. All right? I want you to hear what I'm telling you. It's not over. I didn't start really talking to my father until I was in my 30s. If your son, you weren't in his life, he's bitter, he's angry with you like I was with my father, man, don't give up, man. Keep calling. For real, keep calling. You don't know what's going on in that brother's mind. You could break him with love. Keep trying, Dad. Keep reaching out. You know, if you got to talk to his friends, get with his family members, you know, just whoever he loves. But Dad, don't stop. He cussed you out. He hung up on you. He don't want to talk to you. Don't give up, Dad. And then I want to say to all my brothers, success is not just about money. If you do not have a relationship with your father's out there, and you could build a relationship with him, get over it. Stop holding him hostage. You only keeping yourself down. All that anger, all that bitterness, it's not helping you. It's hurting you. And so, listen to me. The best thing you could do is free him. Free him up. Give him forgiveness. Don't keep holding him hostage. Don't keep keeping your love from him. You're not going to call him back. You're not going to act like he's your father. You are hurting yourself. I'm telling you from example. You are killing yourself. Free him. If you ain't going to forgive him for him, do it for yourself. Free yourself. I know we was going somewhere else, man, but I just felt impressed to tell fathers, don't give up, and to tell sons, you might not think you need it. I got a wife, I got a kid, I got a job, I'm blown up, I'm a baller, I'm doing it, I don't need him. You do, man. If there's any way to have a healthy relationship with your father, please try to make that happen.
Man, E.T., you hit it, man. My dad died 10 years ago, and I still have questions that will never be answered. So if you have the opportunity to get, E.T. talked about it, I don't know those questions about my grandfather. You have that opportunity. Take the opportunity. Dr. V, how can we stay up with you? Any closing remarks?
Absolutely, absolutely, man. I really just want to kind of echo, man, piggyback off of both of y'all. A.T., you hit that thing, man, that balance. And just remaining humble, man. And the one thing that I really want to tell the brothers out there, man, put your pride aside and allow your love to rise. Hear me clearly. Put your pride aside and allow your love to rise. The one thing that I understand more than anything, $1 million don't mean nothing if you ain't got no love, because you can be a millionaire and just as lonely as I don't know what, be as miserable as I don't know what. And that's why people are killing themselves now, even though they claim to have everything the world says that they're supposed to have. Number one, man, make sure you have a valid relationship with your heavenly father, and then that can trickle down into the father that you have here on earth. Make those connections. Meaningful connections is what's going to get you through life. And those two connections, my brothers, are definitely pivotal. They're your lifeline. E.T., man, you really blessed me. I got to go back, and call my pops because he was clowning, and then I stood up and said, you know what? I'm not calling till he called. But you know what? Right here on this call, my brother, you just gave me the key. Put my pride aside and allow my love to arise. So thank you, E.T. Thank you, Dr. Will, man. This thing is healing already. You feel me? So any closing remarks, man, live to produce. Why? Because it's exhilarating. No need to waste your life trying to chase the check. Let the check chase you because you're producing something in life. If you want to catch me, you can catch me on Facebook at Dr. V.A. Joseph, or check my website, www.livetoproduce.com. Thanks so much, Dr. Will. One love, E.T., man. This was great.
Man, love y'all, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Like Ruth said, y'all both icons when you let your light shine. Come on, man, boy. Hey, we got to do this again when our schedule permits, man. Love you guys. Till next time. Be genius, everybody.
Absolutely. Live to produce.